Okay.
Okay. The city here on actually got a son that lives up there.
Is that right?
Near the golf course.
Yeah. I played golf.
And it's we keep a place there, lakeside.
Like that area.
Oh, it's just, yeah.
Nice and relaxing.
Yeah, that's kind of, she plays sport.
She got 400 hours.
Most of the playing ball.
And he'll do inner slot, we'll do that inner slot, so that our bridge will be where you're at. Yeah, around you.
Okay, everyone, good evening. We're gonna get started. I'd like to call order the September 17th, 2024 regular council meeting. Please rise for the invocation, remain standing for the pledge of allegiance.
Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we are thankful for your blessing upon our village. Thank you for your protection. We ask that you guide and direct the decision-making done here today. And we would ask, Father, that you would, by your Spirit, bring a dignity and honor to each one involved. We thank you for that in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next will be the verbal roll call of council members present for the record.
Councilmember Bag,
Present.
Councilmember Cooper,
Present.
Councilmember Joy,
Present.
Councilmember Perkins,
Present.
Councilmember Sexton,
Present.
Vice Mayor Atkins,
Present.
Mayor Nickerson.
Present. Okay, next will be approval of the meeting minutes from the September 3rd, 2024 regular meeting. Are there any corrections or changes to these minutes? Do I have a motion to approve the September Okay, next will be unfinished business. Okay, at this time, I'm making a motion to adjourn to executive session to consider the employment of a public official, specifically a village manager pursuant of revised code 121.22 Gulf 1 and New Lebanon codified ordinance 30.03 Bravo 1. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call for the vote, please.
Councilmember Cooper,
Yes.
Councilmember Perkins,
No.
Councilmember Sexton,
Yes.
Councilmember Beck,
Yes.
Mayor Nickerson,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Atkins,
Yes.
Councilmember Joy.
No.
5 yes and 2 no.
Okay, at this time we'll convene into executive session. Ms. Sexton, you have something real quick?
Yes, I need to recuse myself from this meeting.
Okay,
For the simple fact of the employment. I need to do so. Anthony, how would you advise me to actually, should I leave the building or
Well-
what would be the right thing to do?
Proper thing to do would be to leave the building. During the executive session, or if you'd like to make the choice of, not appearing at the entire.
He's leaving the building.
Yeah, she's gone. Oh my Yes. Okay.
I said, I see him here, but I'm on the side. I think he's.
On vacation.
No, vacation. Yep. Yep. Good luck.
Yeah, we only needed to use that.
Yeah, because they factory or talking good about their. He got him. Yeah. And Russ now. Take the things part of it, like said, the cost of the house. Yes. Yeah, because the engine, they got to deal with all of the shows. They drove around the show it all. So it was the. You could. But yeah. You're required. 200,000 you're talking about, they waited a year. Well, yeah, the cost
That's still anything. He's on that side. Yeah, that's just the thing.
So which planes is out there like they're. So. I talked again. Yeah, like, yeah, but. Technically, if you kind of like 75, so as long as it goes off the street up on that, if they move it in your yard,
Do this game over.
yeah, and then they put like alcohol. Now their cat note. So I could cite it, it's out there. But generally, what we'll do is we'll tag it and we'll tag it. It's not like it's a- you know, you can shoot something, it's a way to post it, and that's it. You want to do it, then we don't care, it's work for it. So we be able to see. Yeah, it's like, hey, do something. Yeah. And so we actually. Now, if it's a park, yeah, it was a 75 feet. So you can't. Yeah, we should use, you know, that's probably. Well, the trailers can't be on the ball. One of their tax bills. And technically, oversized games. It's like. Truck technically can't be on the ground, but you need to get the type of damage. But we some.
But that's what he's missing. Instead of driving down there, back up. Yeah. There's no.
You get two guys, you close enough, you just spread it. Share. Yeah, it's always Carter Park down.
Both sides.
Yeah. And then give her a call. So
The only parcel that she's on it.
you can't get it.
Yeah. This just makes.
Yes. Sorry.
It's just a little trick.
Yeah. So he deal with that. He will go to the works on stuff. It's actually.
Yeah. Oh. I'm serious. Oh. No, I left. About 3 years. Yeah. Yes, it's good. Yeah. Really just kind of-
It's very long. So I.
Hard to believe they're all hospitals. Saying that, you guys, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, it's just a little.
That's all right.
So.
Yeah.
I saw that, yeah, it was out in front of. I saw it. She's.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Yeah, how they, you gotta have the right ecosystem, the right fish in there.
What do you have in there?
Well, everybody's. October.
Don't care. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, everybody, we're back.
Yeah.
The topic of the executive session was a discussion about holding a special meeting on September 24th at 6 p.m. for the purpose of having a public meeting for council and the public to interview the final two candidates for village manager. The council also discussed a general timeline for selecting and approving a contract for the preferred candidate. Can I have a motion to adjourn the executive session?
Second.
Councilmember Perkins,
Yes.
Councilmember Back,
Yes.
Councilmember Cooper,
Yes.
Councilmember Joy,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Atkins,
Yes.
Mayor Nicholson.
Yes. Okay, new business. We have a resolution tonight, resolution 2024-19, A resolution authorizing the acting village manager to donate a 1985 FMC fire tanker to Engine 911 LLC. Does council members have any questions addressing this resolution?
Is this the tanker that, chief related to?
It is.
He mentioned it at the last meeting, yes, sir.
Anybody out there in the public would like to say anything about the donation of the old fire truck? Okay. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution?
Councilmember Beck,
Yes.
Councilmember Perkins,
Yes.
Councilmember Joy.
Yeah.
Vice Mayor Atkins,
Yes.
Mayor Nickerson,
Yes.
Councilmember Cooper,
Yes.
6-0, passes.
All right, next will be public comments or questions. I will call your name and address for the record, and you will have 3 minutes to speak and be heard. Once your time is up, you'll be thanked, others is allowed. We will not be stopping your time, but may, if necessary, address your comments after you have finished speaking. First person this evening is Peyton Purdue.
Hello, Peyton Purdue.
Okay, sir, good evening. How are you? Good.
I have a proposal for a haunted trail I'm running October 26th during the Halloween in the Village. If drought is over and burn ban is lifted, I would like to ask if we could do a small fire raised off of the ground. It'd be watched the entire time it was there, or burning, that is. And second is, I'd like to do a path through the prairie area over at Don Rush Park. I have a couple drawn maps if I'm allowed to approach and hand out.
Absolutely.
So if you look at the red path there, that shows roughly what I'm looking to do through the prairie area that is in there. This is the, you're looking at a map of the path extension that goes around the park. The path would be 1 to 2 feet wide roughly, not too much. And one last ask is, am I allowed to put a car along the walking path? It won't be operational during the time that people are walking the path. That's all.
Okay. So the car will be, stationary for
Yes,
setup, basically.
correct.
I have a sheet of that map.
Here, you want to get mine?
Hey, Mr. Purdue, what size fire are you thinking about? 2 by 2?
Yeah, 2 by 2 and a
Just a regular
raised,
campfire type thing?
yeah,
Okay. We'll have to run it by the fire chief, of course, for approval, see what the fire codes are gonna be like, and then we'll get with the service department too, but. I personally don't have an issue with it, I think it'd be great. Any kind of advertising or anything you might need or need help with? Can you let us know, and we can do what we can to help you with that?
I will, thank you.
Okay, maybe throw some pumpkins in on it somewhere or something, we have something out here growing in our garden yet.
Probably do something with that.
Okay. But you can get with Shannon Bemis, I'm sure she's your contact, and she'll get with us, and whatever we can do to help you as a community, we'd be more than happy to. Any volunteers, anything you need. I think that'd be a great opportunity for this community. Does anybody have anything for this fine young man? Go ahead.
I had the opportunity to meet Peyton and his friends. And, they have some great ideas, and I just want to thank you, for your willingness to bring some fun to the community. Looking forward to helping you.
I think it's important that we, initiate this as soon as we can, get the word out. And somehow, drawings, pictures.
Yeah.
Like we did with the day at the park, but make something up, put it on Facebook or on our community webpage or something like that.
I can do that.
Okay, that would be great. I think we'll see a large turnout.
One last thing I'd like to add is the profits of said haunted trail will go towards the Alzheimer's Association.
Okay. What will it cost? Do you know yet?
We.
Or is it a donation or?
We're probably gonna do donations mostly for entry.
Okay,
It'll be until around when it starts to darken, but it's not completely pitch black outside. We're probably gonna do more of a something more for the littler kids, and
Sure.
then from dark to, we haven't decided on a set time yet,
okay,
but somewhere around when the event ends or potentially later, we run the actual haunted trail.
got it. Okay. Yeah, I'll get with the city manager and council. We'll talk to the active police chief and the service department, see what kind of resources you might need. And we'll catch up with you. I think this is a outstanding idea.
Thank you.
And, yeah, I think that would be great. All right. All right. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, next is Teresa Cooper, 443 Hazelhurst.
I'm good.
You're good? Okay. Natasha Farley, 136 Broadway.
I just have one question. Why was the executive session held at the beginning of the meeting instead of the end?
I think this had to do with unfinished business. It was something that they already talked about, so it was appropriate to be at that part of the agenda. And also so we can make an announcement to the public afterwards about the open house.
Okay, I believe that, executive sessions, especially when we're discussing contracts, deliberations can take time. I understand some can be short, but other ones can take time. And citizens are taking time out of their day to come up here to be able to speak to you all. And I find it a little bit of a waste of the residents' time to come up here when you all hold executive sessions before the regular business of the meeting. If you wanted to announce, I feel like you could have maybe made an announcement for people who wanted to stay after the meeting. I feel like there's other avenues that could have done that. Like I said, I just feel like we should have a little bit more respect for people's time to come out here. That's all.
Thank you. Shannon Bemis, 130 Broadway. You good? Okay. All right, next is administrative staff comments. I guess we'll start off with Lieutenant Morton, acting police chief. Do you have anything, sir?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Gary, you have anything on the zoning side? Daryl, good to see you, my friend. Anything in the service department going on?
I'm just gonna try to keep everything going as smooth as we can right now.
Good.
Kind of short staff, but just keep moving along.
Okay. Appreciate that. Thank you, bud. Law director, you have anything, sir?
I do not.
Okay.
I do take that back. We received an order from the Court of Appeals. This is in the Glenna Madden litigation. And in terms of timing, we were required to file a joint stipulation of all the evidence that we were relying upon. That was done and accepted by the court on September 12th. Court then issued an order requiring that the relators, that's Ms. Madden, have her brief filed within 20 days. After they file their brief, we file a brief on behalf of the village. We have 20 days to do that, and then Ms. Madden has 10 days to respond to the brief that we file. Well, total, that is 50 days of briefing. Fast forward the clock, that's on around November 1st, briefing will be completed. And given the way the court has issued decisions in this case, it's been quick. But I expect to have a decision, say, by November 15th, but don't hold that, it's at the court's discretion, but that's just an update on time frame.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't have anything else.
Anybody have anything for the law director? Nothing? Okay. I'm sorry.
Is there gonna be a date for, go to court? Is there gonna be a date to go to the court?
Okay, so. Short answer,
Please?
the short answer is no, there's not going to be a trial per se. The longer answer is the type of action that was filed by Ms. Madden is what's called a writ in quo warranto. That's not where, and it was filed with the Second District Court of Appeals. And the process for that type of claim to play out is the parties submit evidence in writing. They have the opportunity to take depositions. They have the opportunity to submit exhibits. And Second District Court of Appeals, a 3-judge panel, considers the arguments that are presented by all the parties, the evidence that have been presented by the parties in writing, and then makes its decision.
So will that be done on the 3rd of October?
No, sir. The schedule that I went over is there's basically 50 days of briefing that's going to go on. 3 briefs are going to be filed within those 50 days. First brief is filed by Ms. Madden, second brief is filed by the village. Ms. Madden gets a chance to reply to the brief filed by the village. That will be concluded on or about November 1st. And then after that, the court can issue its decision at any time. I suspect it'll be quick, and I'd estimate that to be by mid-November.
Who's gonna be the attorney for the village?
So I've been the attorney for the village.
Huh?
I've been the attorney for the village since.
You gonna be the attorney for the village for the Madden's case too?
That's what we're just talking
That's
about.
what I'm asking, are you going to be the, you know, because I've seen on paper, but, you know, I was going to ask the next question. Who made you the prosecutor for Josh Farley? Was you just do that yourself? You said, we're gonna, you know, I know you was made the lawyer by the mayor, but I didn't know who made you the prosecutor for the village.
Well, city council, village council did, sir.
The council did?
Village council did, yes, sir.
I did? I don't think I did.
I'm sure you voted against it, but
You
village
got
council.
that right. November can't come too quick. You know, this has been going on, what, 6 months or more? And what the village taxpayers only paid you over $100,000, over $100,000. And that's including your fee for $2,000 for being an attorney for the bar. And I have no idea if you turn in an invoice for how much you're gonna charge to be a prosecutor. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mayor, may I respond to that?
Sure, absolutely. Yes, sir.
So I appreciate your comment, but really what you're doing is throwing up a red herring. That's not what the issue is, the fees that have been charged. My fees have been generated as a result of the change that's been requested by this council. And so distracting what the real issue is, removal of the former village manager, everything that went along with that, that's what the issue is. And the basis and the reasons why council saw fit to do that. My fees are a natural following of that. I don't work for free, I'm working at a substantial discount. You can criticize my fees all you want, but I just wanted to point out publicly that these arguments are nothing more than a distraction that don't have any merit to the issues that are facing this village.
Excuse me. It might not have any merit for you, but it has merit for me because it's all been wrong, But it all started, I will say, with the mayor, and then we could somehow, I don't know how he got a hold of you, and then we could, I don't know who got a hold of Mr. Anderson. Was it you or was it the mayor? There's a whole lot of questions to be come up and should be talked about. You know, but if you, I read your last paper, well, not the last paper, one of the papers, I believe it said, I don't want to say guaranteed, but you didn't know if you could get the results what the council wanted. And that was in your paper.
All right.
I have some for, Officer Wood.
Yes.
The last printout you did, you said, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but over 100 and some alarm calls. I know you don't have it either,
I
but
don't look specific.
it was a lot. Is that like the same? Do you recall if that's the same alarm that keeps going off or
We
just
have,
curious?
we have a few that are kind of consistent, and we're working with them to get that solved. Oftentimes, there's a church that they have people in and out, and oftentimes the doors get shut. 100 sounds like that's probably the total for the year.
Mm.
Not just.
Okay. And I could have clearly
Yeah.
misread that, but
Yeah, because I don't think we do 100 a month. That's probably a year. I'd say we probably do, probably 10 to 20 a month.
okay, thank you.
Okay, municipal managers comments.
I have a few things, Your Honor. Chief Kaiser is preparing to be out of town for a bit, so he is not able to be here. But I wanted me to pass along a couple things. It was mentioned by Peyton that we do have a burn ban in the state of Ohio. There are 28 counties that have a complete ban on open burning, including bonfires and campfires. Montgomery County is not one of those yet, but if we continue to have these dry days and no rain, it's very likely that by the time we get to October, we will be in the severe drought condition, which will lead to the burn ban. So it will be out of our hands at that point of whether or not open burning can happen. So people need to be very careful, even in these conditions, even though we can burn. There's a lot of dry things out there. The grass is dry, a lot of crops are dry. Just be careful if you do any type of burning in these conditions. The tanker that was just purchased will be delivered later this week. They will do some driver training on it before it can be placed into service. I look for that to happen sometime in October, so the new tanker will be here. Pursuant to chapter 6.09 of the charter, I'm presenting to you the capital budget for 2025 to 2029. If you can review this, let me know if you have questions. The 2025 capital plan will be folded into the budget that you will approve later this year. But I wanted to make sure you had this because it is required to be sent out 3 months prior to the adoption of the budget. So you have that. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to let me know. I sent you an email last week that ODOT is doing the resurfacing of US 35 from South Falls west to the quick limit. That project is started. There are 3 segments of the project overall, not just our section. There's a section of 35 in Trotwood, and then there's part of I-70 that's being done also. That ODOT has the same contractor doing. So the start date for the entire project was yesterday, the 16th. The entire project will be done by October 19th. So this will be just a mill and fill. So they'll come and mill the asphalt off, fix any defects in the pavement, and then we'll resurface. Our community-wide garage sale starts Thursday and goes through Sunday. I should get that list of the participating stuff on the website soon. At the last meeting, I think maybe it was Ms. Bemis who mentioned there was a tree limb over Brownwood that was causing some issues. I need to give a shout out to Daryl and Kyle and Gary. They worked that next day to get that tree limb cut and cleared. So I appreciate you getting on that and doing it. Should make it safer until we can finally do something with the rest of the tree, but we got rid of the hazard. And the last thing I have is we received an estimate from Cunningham Electric to find the short in the electric line on the lights on Access Road. They have given me a proposal to find the short, fix it, and then they will swap out all of the light fixtures with LED fixtures and bulbs, and then replace the globes on top. It's about a $5,400 project. I will look in the budget tomorrow. If we have it, I will sign that work order and get that started. So hopefully by the time daylight saving time ends and it gets darker early, we'll have that done. So I want to give you an update on that. That's all I have, Aaron.
Yeah. Anybody for anything? Municipal minister?
Yes. I'd like to thank you on the whole electric thing. For years I came up here and said stuff about that along with many others, and it's nice to see that it can be done. Possibly if we have the funds, considering we were told that it just couldn't be done, no one would come out. I mean, excuse after excuse. It's nice to at least get a result of somebody trying to, figure it out. So thank you for that. And that's awesome to hear that ODOT's gonna come in and take care of some of the roads. That's good. And I just want to let you know you appreciate it, and the guys that went out and took care of the tree limbs and stuff, thank you guys for your hard work and dedication. Just want to thank you guys and let you know that it is, I appreciate it greatly.
Mr. Joy, do you have anything to? I have nothing. Thank you. Mr. Perkins? Mr. Anderson. Has there been any invoices turned in lately for money?
We get invoices every day. Anyone in particular that you're questioning about?
The attorney.
I've not received anything since the last one you saw, sir.
It's coming.
Probably.
Good. Mr. Cooper.
No, I don't.
Yes, sir.
I do, Whitaker at Dixie High School, athletic director, which I will forward these to you. He is asking, for the use of by the bathrooms. For during spring, and he wants to move the shot, foot and the disc area across through that with being roped off. He said he would rope it all off. He has sent this to me, so I will forward that to you.
That'd be great.
I don't know if that's doable. It's pretty busy in the park during that time, so.
I'll talk to the service department, see what they, get their opinion and go over it, but.
He also sent me, like a small clip of a video from another school
Yeah.
of like a tennis court. So when you start that project,
If we can accommodate them, we will, but we'll make sure it makes sense.
perfect.
Mayor, I'm sorry.
Good,
I
sir.
do have, I received an email from a citizen. And they brought up, kind of ironically, that there's a nuisance in their neighborhood. And I don't know if we're making any kind of progress or looking at our ordinances or.
We are. It's a longer term solution to a very short term problem.
Yeah, I
It
understand.
makes it very difficult because Gary has done a great job of going out and citing people for these nuisance properties. The problem is they just don't do anything. They don't.
So if I'm understanding, we have the ordinances in place, but there's really no enforcement teeth to it. Is that the best way to put it?
So we have some teeth, but they're not enough to get them to do something. We have some enforcement teeth and it's mostly monetary.
Yeah,
So we can issue them a citation, charge them some money. If they're already delinquent on their taxes and their bills, they're not gonna pay it anyway, so it just makes the
Yeah.
problem worse.
okay,
So the other problem is, if we go in and initiate action. In a lot of cases, we can do that. The problem is that requires us to pay some money up front to have something done and then hope to get the money paid back.
I understand, yeah.
That's always can
The
also,
risk.
yeah, absolutely a risk.
Okay,
And depending on how big the project, we don't necessarily put that kind of money out. With no
Yeah.
guarantee we'll get that.
okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, the citizen's just concerned. I guess it's a residence that's just
Yeah.
in
there's a couple of them.
disrepair and, yeah,
There's a couple of them. Yeah, Gary's doing a great job citing those folks. It's
Yeah.
just, it's
yeah.
an uphill
So
proposition.
they mentioned in the email, they've been out,
Yeah,
but, yeah,
it's an uphill battle.
okay.
Anything else? Vice Mayor Thomas.
I just like to thank the service department for cutting the trees on Main Street. Thank you. I've seen you out, in the field actually cutting it too. Thank you. And it's not. It was such a bliss when people was pulling out of O'Reilly's and that, because they, especially with big trucks and that, you couldn't see, and we've seen so many cars trying to get hit like this. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I have a couple things. Rite Aid is closed. I think it's officially closed now. They're getting ready to take the signs down. I noticed some people were out there the other day. And so I kind of took it upon myself and made a few phone calls, and I talked to the Walgreens Corporation about a month ago, and I finally got a phone call back this past Wednesday. And I don't know if anybody that lives in the village here has received a phone call from Walgreens, but they have acquired all of the Rite Aid pharmacy prescriptions for the residents of this community. The Walgreens that they selected and attached us to is the one that's on 2710 Salem Road. right across where Good Sam Hospital used to be. I actually visited the place the other day, walked in there, talked to the manager, talked to the pharmacist, very clean, very safe. And they are ready to receive our prescriptions from here, from the residents of here. I have some stuff that they gave me, some literature on how to go about getting your prescription set up, phone calls, they have home health care, the whole bit. So that is a work, continuing work in progress. With that being said, when I talked to the corporate office last week, they indicated that it was a better than good chance that they were gonna put a Walgreens in town here, where the Rite Aid was. They gotta do a demographic study, traffic study, people study, you know, the whole bit before they make a decision. But the gentleman that I talked to said it was a better than good chance that we might see a Walgreens come in where the Rite Aid is at. So it's a continuing work in progress, and I'll stay up on it and I'll talk to them. And any information I get, I'll pass on to council and to the village manager, okay? Caveat what everybody else has said, Daryl, Gary, Senator Portland, you guys have been doing phenomenal work. I appreciate it greatly. And if you will, Daryl, let Kyle and, is Kyle still here?
Yes.
He was. He was here, I think he was. Oh, there he is. Hi, Kyle. I mean, you guys have just been doing phenomenal. Ronnie Stamper, you guys have been doing a great job. So just keep it. Times are tough right now. And we are moving forward positively. Nobody knows that more than I do. I get beat up every day. I get sued every day. I get threatened every day. We're coming to find you. We're coming to get you. Meet me out on the street. You're a tyrant. You're this. You're a Hitler. You're a Nazi. So I hear it. Okay. What was started when all of this happened was for the better for this community. You need to go drive around town, ask anybody to tell you. And we're continuing to make progress. I would like to see it go faster myself. But we have to do what we have to do. The state is still involved in it. We know nothing about any investigations, nothing. The state is still investigating this. Okay? And if they didn't find anything, they sure wouldn't be doing it into the 7th and 8th month.
Can I comment?
So as soon as I'm finished, please, okay? So, as much as I appreciate everybody talking about stuff, I don't like being pointed out as being a bad guy, because I'm not. Okay, this is my tone. You can, as soon as I'm done, please. Okay? And we work hard every day to do this. All right? All of us have full-time jobs as well. I work 65, 70 hours a week, and then I come here to be the mayor for this community. And I never give up, and I'm always out here helping. So just think about that. Okay? And that's for everybody sitting up here. I've never been disrespectful. I've never been discourteous. I've never talked about anybody, nothing. And I get beat up by fellow members of this community. And I'm tired of it. But you know what? I'm gonna wait because good things are coming. Okay? And that's all I have to say. I'm not gonna talk any more about it. You have something real quick?
Yes, actually, me and Tim, when we was approached with the Attorney General when I came in and signed something. I talked to the Attorney General that was doing the investigation, and my first question was, how long is this gonna be? And they basically said, they're gonna go back a few months and they're gonna look and they're gonna see what they can find. If they find something, they're gonna dig more. And if they find something, then they're gonna dig more. So that's what I was told. So I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I just want everybody to understand, to be patient. Nobody knows what's going on. I wish I did too. I would be the first one. I would let you guys know, but we don't know anything. So thank you.
Mr. Person?
You answered my question.
Okay. All right, anybody have anything else before we move on? All right. We have 3 people that requested to be added to the agenda tonight. The first person is Bonnie Bertelson. Good evening, Mr.
Well, greetings. My name is Bonnie Bertelson and I reside in Brookville, Ohio. But I consider Lebanon my hometown because I was born and raised here and my hometown, what can I say? And I have family members that live here and I have come to asked to be on the agenda tonight because my name was brought up more than once during the village meeting, council meeting on, September 3rd. Well, it seems that people may have been triggered by an anonymously published newsletter, the New Lebanon Village Voice, images which I shared on social media, a newsletter that Mr. Goad at that meeting had asked to be entered into the minutes. And I used the word triggered because of the reactions and responses that seemed to come from a couple of council members and one of the two people in the audience to Mr. Goad's request. Responses to the effect of, Bonnie Bertelson posted it. She doesn't live here. She blocked me on Facebook and I can't see it even if you tag me. I want you to know, I unblocked you all because that was a little petty on my part. Because I didn't unblock you, Timothy. Because I have a problem and it's my problem, you know, to resolve and or to come to the point where I forgive. And that's just how it is. But I did unblock you, okay? Because I was being petty. They also said, let's see, it's not an official newsletter, things like that. And the person who writes it only wants to stir the pot. And when Ms. Bell asked who writes it, someone said, I don't know who, Bonnie Bertelson. Well, I did not bring a ladle with me tonight. And I can't take credit for writing the Village Voice. I will point out, however, that the Village Voice is following in the footsteps of American Revolution era journalists, such as Benjamin Franklin. And it's simply exercising its right of freedom of speech and freedom of the press. Rights that the First Amendment of the United States of America Constitution guarantees. Not all speech is protected speech under the First Amendment, you know, including things like defamation, libel, threats, speech inciting illegal actions or soliciting others to commit crimes. I mention these unprotected forms of speech because I fear it might be happening here, especially the defamation part. I've seen and heard unfounded accusations made about people, police officers, employees, and others in the community. And there could be more lawsuits coming against the village as a result of these defamations. And I don't want to see that happen in my hometown. And I'm not the only one who is concerned about this. And I'm not the only one that's concerned about the direction that the village is going. And I hope that you will be willing to listen and hear the voice of the people outside the echo chamber that these meetings have become, you know. And I wish that I knew a magic word that would get people that still live in New Lebanon to come to these meetings, but I don't. And I want to say also that this is America. And everyone has rights, freedom of speech, as long as it's not one of the things that's not protected, like defamations. I have been politically active, and I've received threats, and it's no fun. And but I'm going to quote Mr. Goad in something that I heard him say in the meeting minutes. He said something to the effect of, I'm going to stand up for what is right. Well, I will too. And not right to threaten people. Anyway, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mrs. Burleson. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, second is Josh Farley.
Steve. So the last time I came here, I made some statements. And everybody after went to ask me for information and, to provide evidence to everyone. I have been on a 4-month journey trying to get, just at the start of it, it was 2 complaints that I needed to file on the New Lebanon Police Department, and I have been handled like a badminton. And just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Over this last week, I was in contact with BCI and the Attorney General, who informed me that you guys actually in fact have to turn this over to them. It's something that I can't do. I'm trying through you and I'm trying through you guys. So they told me to come back to you guys and do it more on a public setting. So I have set forth a memorandum to council. I hope everybody has a copy of it. I also filed a formal complaint with the city manager today, Mr. Rob Anderson. It's also public record, so anybody can pick it up. These are not baseless accusations that I'm making. I have timestamps and anything on evidence that you guys want to see. I wanted to bring digital information copies today. Unfortunately, I was unable to do so. I do want to go over this memorandum just briefly if I can, though. The purpose of this memorandum is to inform the village and provide detailed understanding of the allegations against the New Lebanon Police Department regarding body cam footage issues, and this ensures the transparency and public trust. It's to address the legal compliance of the issues here and some recommended actions that I would like to see move forward. Unfortunately, I'm not a member of council and can't move these things forward. This would be up to you guys to move. The summary of the allegations that I am making are saying that there are legal violations or potential violations in Ohio Revised Code 149.43, which is a public records law that mandates the holding and retention of body cam footage. Ohio Revised Code 2933.81 body cam retention, 2921.12 tampering with evidence, and 2921.31 obstruction of official business. The legal framework of this is there are multiple case laws that show that Supreme Court has ruled over and over. Brady versus Maryland in 1963, the obligation to disclose evidence. GLO and versus the United States in 72, the need to disclose evidence affecting an officer's credibility. This was brought up in a case with me that this is on record in the Montgomery County Court that an officer's credibility was held away. Also, body cam footage was retained until 16 months after the trial had begun. This is all can be seen on court records. There's transcripts, it's public record. Anybody requesting can see this stuff. Ohio Revised Code 2921.23 addresses obstruction of official duties by interfering with law enforcement investigations or function, and deleting body cam footage could definitely be seen as doing this, I feel. I think that what is going on is there's a true legal impact here that could trickle down to the entire community. We're allowing officers to maybe detrimentally erase evidence that somebody could clear themselves with and not hold any accountability to any of them. In my complaint that I filed, there are 5 allegations that I complained. A lot of body cam footage has come across my desk at this point, and a lot of it is very concerning. There are officers of the community on body camera admitting that they are going to delete body cam footage. I have that body cam footage, and it surely has been deleted. It's been edited in such a way that it is half the length of the other officer on scene. In conclusion, the allegations regarding the deletion and withholding of body cam footage by multiple officers within the New Lebanon Police Department highlights a serious issue related to the legal compliance and public trust. Immediate and effective action is needed to address these concerns and assure adherence to Ohio law, restore confidence in the police department and their commitment to transparency and accountability. It is crucial that these matters are thoroughly investigated and addressed to uphold the integrity of the law. The only people that I can ask to do this is you. I have asked BCI, I have asked the Montgomery County Police Department, Sheriff's Department. Everybody, my state representative sends me to somebody, they send me to somebody else, I get sent to somebody else, and it's you guys who have to put this action forward. You have to make the complaint forward. If you feel it's a conflict of interest, you need to make it to BCI. If you feel that you can investigate it yourself for special investigation, these allegations need to be looked into. These are little itty bitty issues. And if someone is willing to perjurize themselves on record for itty bitty issues or delete body cam footage over something that could result in just $150 fine, what would they do over something serious? Something that could potentially send him or a partner to jail for 5 or 10 years. It's just really frightening. Thank you guys very much.
we're not gonna cut you off. You got any more, you do?
I don't, you know, I would want to go through my formal complaint with the public and let them know exactly what I am alleging and the evidence that I have, but I don't want to take up any more of your guys' time. I do urge anybody to reach out to me, via email. My memorandum, you can ask for it for public record, and my email is attached to it as well as my telephone number. Reach out to me, call me. I will give you digital copies. I also have a YouTube channel. You can search Joshua Barley. I have a lot of the videos on there yet, but I'm still compiling a ton of evidence. So it'll take me another week or two to get everything uploaded that I want to be evidence. I tried to do this in the channel that I felt necessary was appropriate, right? So do it through the right channels, don't bust it to the public too much, and I try to do it the right way. But now I've just decided that publicly I'm going to put everything on YouTube and Facebook, and then you guys can handle it how you want to here on your end, and I'm just gonna have it. But thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Everyone.
Go ahead.
So if he has evidence of stuff that's whatever he has, maybe that should be out of our hands. Maybe we should forward whatever he has to BCI and let BCI do their job. And if somebody did something illegal, then BCI will handle it.
I agree, I think, acting chief Ward would agree as well. I think
Yeah,
that is-
I mean, it's out of our hands. There's nothing we can do. And if we can help the process to determine whether somebody did something wrong or they didn't at all, let's send it to BCI and let them be the judge. I mean, this is out of our hands, and, we all want this stuff done. So send it to them, and if they find something, then the person that's liable for that will be found on whatever charges or however that stuff goes. Yeah, I'm all for it. Send it to BCI. Send it to BCI. That's all I have.
All right, Shannon Beams.
Good evening, guys. Well, since this, newspaper was brought up, I will just comment on a few things. I do agree with the first speaker that we do have a freedom of press. And, I believe in political advocacy. And everybody needs to be more involved, and perform their civic duty. With that being said, though, when you have a paper that states truth and facts, that's not a credible source when they're not truth and facts. It's nothing but a timeline of skewed, and biased opinion and rumors. And I'm just gonna address a couple things quickly, just because they pertain to myself. Mr. Anderson, have I ever had a key to this building?
No,
I do not have key access to this building. I get buzzed in, I get let in, when the doors are locked, I can't get in. Mr. Anderson, do you have a background check of me?
yes,
Thank you. And I will say that I have never accessed personnel files, taxes, anything with social security numbers. Literally, I came in, you can go back and actually probably pull up the cameras, cleaned. This place was disgusting, unorganized, a mess, a disaster, unworkable conditions. And that's what I did. I made files. When you have a stack of 1,000 different papers that were just random things just thrown and thrown and thrown, I made files, put them away. So that was it. Nothing controversial, like I said, just being a volunteer trying to do my civic duty to make things better around here. Another thing that was brought up about, that was kind of a little bit misleading. I know that, Mr. Anderson, you were asked, do we have money? Yes, we have money. The lights are on, right? People are working. So we should have money, right? And we have our debts. And then we have money. So which one is it? Are we in a position financially? And I'm trying not to jam you up in a question, but we have money, but we should have money, right? I want to clarify. I've had a conversation with you. We should have more money than what we have.
Our debt to income, our debt to what we have asset wise is completely skewed. I don't know if you can maybe comment at the end. So yes, we have money. I mean, if I have $100,000 in my checking account and I go on this big shopping spree and I go gambling and this and that, do I have money? Yeah, I've got money, but I don't have that money that I had before. This stuff didn't happen overnight. I know some are very late to the party. And really what it comes down to, you know, Mr. Perkins, you know, you keep saying, Mr. McNamee, we're paying him $2,700 a month. That's the exact same thing we paid Mr. Keener for years. He is getting paid to the penny exactly what Mr. Keener is receiving. Does that make sense? He is receiving the exact amount of money that Mr. Keener has. Mr. Anderson is making $10,000 a month. That's actually costing us less than what it was costing us for Glenn Madden. Does that make sense? Okay. The $100,000. Yes, okay, those are consulting services, those are legal fees. The thing is that, like I said, all of these things, this didn't happen overnight, all of these things that led up to why we're still here today. 130,000 being spent in Parks and Rec. 21,000 just in interns, high school interns that were supposed to be given a $500 stipend or do it for NHS hours. So there's a lot more. Nobody had an argument then when council and a couple of you were on here. You had no knowledge that this money was being spent, but now look at Mr. McNamee as a consultant. I'm gonna bring him in here to my business to make sure that our processes are in place, that we're operating how we should be operating, our risk management, everything along that line. So look at this as a $100,000 investment to get rid of all the bad things that have been happening. Okay, for example, and if anybody wants proof, I keep hearing I don't have proof. I have in my hand here a memorandum from Glenn Madden and payroll stubs that I was denied for years, saying they could not access the payroll system. Well, guess what? I did a public records request and now I have all the payroll stubs that I requested that were denied. This is only for 3 other people and it's $18,000 for 3 years. Stolen money. Okay? Black and white, guys, I'm not making this up. This is an opinion. This isn't bias. You have revenue for the courts. We've lost $55,000 a year for that court building to sit empty, completely empty. And on top of the lost revenue of $55,000, we've paid $26,400 a year, if I need to spend a quick thank you. $26,000 a year that we were spending to clean an empty courthouse building, okay? And then the educational incentive. So right there, there's your $100,000, okay? But now we don't have people stealing from us. The discrepancies in pays, the stacked boards, the good old boy system, the hundreds of thousands of dollars of money spent irresponsibly, you need to prioritize. Infrastructure is important. I know that the fireworks were brought up. The fireworks were donated. We actually, if you look at what was budgeted with the donations received with the old Stagecoach Days committee that Melissa reached out to, we actually made a profit on Stagecoach Days. So again, these are gossip, rumors. There's no truth to this. If you want facts, call me. Message me on Facebook. I have stacks and stacks of documents. I will show you the black and white, not opinion. This isn't my opinion. This is black and white. That's what I go by. Again, unsustainable spending, money transfer with authorization, $1 million. I mean, so I don't understand. I want to move forward and I don't want to go backwards. But when I see stuff like that, you know, really it's frustrating because there's been so many wrongs. And like Mr. Goode said, and I would completely agree, and I respect anybody that has a stance on things, and I don't want to quote it improperly. I took a note down, what was it, about fighting for the good fight. That's why I've been here this entire time, is fighting the good fight. I have seen the black and white for years. I have been coming up here telling you the black and white for years. I could have gone and sued the village multiple times, multiple times, but I'm not. I'm here. I want to be a part of the solution. I want to make this a better community. I don't want your money. I don't want to sue you, but things need to be made right. The discrepancy in pay, we need to prioritize where we're spending our money. You guys probably don't even know. Do you remember when council did an emergency ordinance and added money to our utility bills or to our water bill every single month for a year? It was an emergency. You voted no on it. It was public safety, our lift station over on Johnsville Road. Remember that, Mr. Joy? I'm not calling you out. You voted no on it. You said that the public have a right to speak on it. That's the Gail Joy I used to remember. You said no. It's an emergency, the lift station, like, I don't know, it's gonna explode or crumble or whatever, fall face the earth. It was 2 years before they even bid that out. It was such an emergency that they couldn't even have one meeting, but no, they go and put money on my bill without my authorization, without my knowledge, without even my comment. So I can go on and on, people's homes flooding for years, never getting a resolution, complete internal, no control over, management of internal controls. So many things, like I said, I have hundreds, thousands of pages of stuff. I don't listen to people, I don't talk to people. I research things, it's black and white. It's not opinion, it's just facts, and that's what I go off of. So that's it. I appreciate you guys. Mr. Anderson, we've been fighting for access road for years and told it will cost us, millions of dollars, and it's impossible. Wow, $5,600, please, council, find somewhere to push it through.
Yeah.
I'll do a freaking GoFundMe. That's ridiculous that Cass Centers had to live like, had to run like that for so long. The trees, getting things done, appreciate it. What else was there? Oh, ODOT. Glenna said we were on for at least 25, 26. I don't know who called, who did what, but I appreciate it that it's been bumped up now, and that we're gonna see that road finally getting some work done. So it's appreciated. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Go ahead.
In the interest of full disclosure, I did give you a key to the bathrooms if.
Oh, well, clean them.
You did have a key to something, just wasn't.
Yeah, clean them. Well, actually, no, you didn't, Daryl.
Technically, I did.
And I gave them right back to you.
You did. Yeah, you did. Thank you.
Okay. All right, our next regular scheduled council meeting will be held Tuesday, October 1st at 7:30. Remember now, we have that special meeting next Monday at 6 o'clock.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, thank you, Scott. I want to do it on Monday. Been struggling all night with that. On our two candidates for the village manager job, okay? So yeah, next council meeting, Tuesday, October 1st at 7:30. Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Councilmember Perkins,
Yes.
Councilmember Cooper,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Atkins,
Yes.
Councilmember Joy,
Yes.
Councilmember Sexton,
Yes.
Councilmember Back,
Yes.
Mayor Nickerson.
Yes. Okay, everybody, thank you very much. This meeting is adjourned.
Shut day out.
Yeah, no, I should
I prefer that.
But
Yeah.